There's a tale of two planes happening right now. First, there's Senator Chris Van Hollen, who's getting reamed by conservatives for, doing the right thing and taking a plane to El Salvador in order to uphold a Supreme Court decision and avert a constitutional crisis. Then there's Kash Patel, the alleged FBI director, and I say alleged because he's never working.
Lazy bum.
He's gallivanting around the United States in private planes that we, the taxpayers, are paying for, and not for trips that are important to our national security or something. No, Kash Patel is going to UFC fights and hockey games with the disgraced Canadian traitor Wayne Gretzky. And Kash Patel isn't the only one. I mean, what is with the Trump cabinet and running around in ridiculous outfits, cosplaying as serious people while wasting our money? I thought this admin was all about saving money and cutting waste, fraud, and abuse. Hey, Elon, I think I found a fraudster for you to chop up with your chainsaw.
The sheer amount of waste and fraud in the government. It is astonishing. It's mind-blowing.
This whole administration must come from Moron Mountain because I can't believe any of them thought this was going to fly. I've got an excellent clip from Rachel Maddow, the GOAT of MSNBC, completely trashing Patel, so stick around for that. But first, I want to thank y'all for dropping a like and subscribing to Really American to join our resistance we've got going on here. Wouldn't be here without you guys, so thank you.
Thank you.
More and more reports are surfacing of Kash Patel using the official FBI aircraft as an Uber to take him to these expensive seats at high-profile games. Kash Patel used FBI jet paid for by taxpayers to attend the UFC and 2 NHL games. Kash Patel reportedly used the FBI's fleet of aircraft for his own personal use, which includes watching sporting events. We don't even know what else he's using it for. This is an obvious, complete misuse of agency funds. I mean, clearly none of this travel is official business, and none of it furthers the interests of the American people, unless Kash Patel is there as some sort of undercover agent catching domestic abusers before they get to their wives. He's clearly just going because it's his chance to finally be somebody. After spending years playing the right-wing grift, he's weaseled his way to the top, and he's not going to give up his chance to be photographed next to the biggest names in conservatism, real heroes like Wayne Gretzky and Mel Gibson. I mean, just look at the shit-eating grin on this dude's face. He can't believe how lucky he got. It's clear that this is what he's been doing instead of working. Maybe that's why he was fired as the head of the ATF after never really showing up for work. And it's not like it's just Kash Patel, it's Kristi Noem, like I said earlier, and a whole spread of weirdos and losers. If it was just one of these egomaniacs making a fool of themselves, it would be a scandal. But it's all of these right-wing grifters who have been elevated to relevance by Trump's lack of object permanence. He saw these people on TV or on YouTube, and now they're running the country, and all of them are living, breathing waste, fraud, and abuse. Here's an excellent clip from Maddow breaking down not just Patel's wasteful spending, but also the other podcaster turned national security nightmare, Dan Bongino.
So here's this, podcaster tent revival guy, right? With the merchandise branded with his name and the bottles of snake oil that he'll sell you and the children's books about Donald Trump being a king. That is who Donald Trump puts in charge of the FBI. When he gets there, he tells the agents of the FBI, essentially, hey, listen, don't worry, I know I'm an outsider, but I respect what you do enough that we're going to pick one of you guys, an experienced FBI agent, to be my deputy in running this place. Sure, maybe I'm just a podcaster, but we'll put somebody in here as my number 2 who you'll really trust. And then does he do that? No, he does not. He hires instead, as the deputy director of the FBI, another podcaster. This burly man whose whole kind of brand as a podcaster is that he's kind of burly. His whole shtick is man in tight t-shirt, talks about fighting a lot, and makes a lot of melodrama about the importance of physical toughness and being willing to die heroically for the cause. And of course, the cause is the greatness and infallibility of Donald Trump. Wow, does he love that guy? But he means it only in the manliest way possible. Look at these arms. It's like his whole shtick. So Kash Patel, podcaster, names this other podcaster guy to be deputy director of the FBI instead of actually hiring anyone with FBI experience. But now that deputy director, he too has started on the job. And how is that going so far? Headline: FBI creates multi-agent bodyguard team to protect Dan Bongino. In a break from past practice, in which the Bureau's number 2 officials have not had security details, the FBI has now issued a call for agents to serve as bodyguards for Deputy Director Dan Bongino. The FBI canvass sought agents willing to relocate for 30 days of temporary duty to protect Dan Bongino 24 hours a day. Full-time protection could require as many as 20 agents. 2 former FBI officials familiar with the matter said Dan Bongino's current bodyguards have followed him inside secure FBI facilities, including headquarters in Washington. They said directors typically walk around FBI headquarters without their security details. But not this deputy director, not this podcaster. He wants the full 24 hours, 20-man team surrounding him at all times, including while he's walking around inside the FBI building. Because, what? Like spiders? Creaking sounds? Is there any chance you just hate to be alone? I mean, we are in this everything must go moment, right? In this administration, we can no longer fund libraries or museums. We must stop our work on multi-drug-resistant tuberculosis and drug-resistant gonorrhea. It's all waste. It all has to go because we, the taxpayers, must pay for Kash Patel's new drapes in his office, his nice new decor that he demanded on day one, and also the cost of him, what was that phrase, of him spending, what was the quote? Quote, a lot of time in Las Vegas, where he won't even be enjoying the new drapes. Also, we have to pay for his deputy director, Dan Bongino, the podcaster with the arms. We'll be paying for him to be surrounded at all times by a full-time phalanx of a 20-man team of bodyguards who stay with him 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, like, while he sleeps, they can sit and watch him. And while he's inside the FBI headquarters building at work, inside, they will be there surrounding him in case, like, he has to get up and go potty or something. There's a team that can take him.
It's clear now that the Foxes are in charge of the coup. The clowns are driving a Tesla and they put that thing on autopilot. And Elon is somewhere licking his wounds, completely abandoning any notion of saving the taxpayers' money. Instead, we have a market that swings more than a couple in Cabo, and a cabinet that spends more money on stupid shit than a bunch of teenagers. I'd call it a train wreck, but they're doing it on purpose. I'm Tony Hinderman with Really American, and I'll catch you next time.